Anji sir.
Very good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. It's a great honor for Amity University for hosting the Science 20 under the G20 presidency of India. And Dr. Silvamurthy ji has been working day and night with his team to realize the vision of Honorable Founder President, how we can make this S20 the most successful event. But before I go further, how we will do it, I would request Dr. Silvamurthy to give the brief about the S20, what we are planning with respect to the scientific sessions, kind of the speakers we are planning to invite. And then thereafter, I will speak about the what arrangements we need to do. I need to understand expectation of Dr. Silvamurthy, how we can help and support Dr. Silvamurthy to make this a grand conference, truly very successful. Honorable Founder President is looking at guiding and for this conference minute to minute, and including the invitees, the speakers and all. So may I request Dr. Silvamurthy to first please give the brief so that all the members present here can put their thoughts, because we will be seeking your comments and the suggestions also.
Thank you, madam. Very good afternoon to each and every one of you. First of all, let me thank all of you for having responded very promptly and also have been providing a lot of support already. So I want to place on record our gratitudes to you for the wholehearted support we have been receiving from each and every one of you. Honorable Founder President has actually envisioned this whole event, the S20 event. I want to give how this event came to Amity. We went to DRDO for a very important DRDO Academia meet. So in that meeting, Founder President and Chancellor took a decision that we should host a very big S20 event. So fortunately, Dr. Ashutosh Sharma, who is the chair for S20, was there. So we had separately a meeting exclusively with Dr. Ashutosh Sharma, who was also there because he is also chairman of some of the research board there, Life Sciences Research Board. So he was present, and then we had a tea together. So in that, Chancellor mentioned that Amity would like to host a big event. So why don't you guide us? He asked Ashutosh Sharma. So Ashutosh Sharma, yes, I am the chair for this. So we will provide all support, guidance, make a big event in Amity. So he suggested two events. One is for the main theme. The other one is for the students, separately for school students as well as the university students. So then we discussed with Founder President and Chancellor after getting this. Then I went and met along with Dr. Gopal, Ashutosh Sharma, when he came to Indian National Science Academy, because he is now the president INSA. So we had an exclusive meeting with him to understand how the S20 works, what are the verticals, which are the other engagement group, how the earlier events have been organized, to get the inputs, and then how he can help us. So after having got that, I gave a feedback to Founder President and Chancellor. This is how earlier events have taken place. Then Founder President took a decision. We want to do a big mega event. S20, even though they have held about 5-6 events earlier in smaller scale, where only 3-4 speakers have been invited, one-day event or half-a-day event. But he said, we have to make it as an impactful, memorable event. So that is how he wants, he has 1,000, 2,000 people, because this is an outreach program. Outreach means what we have achieved in the 3 verticals, which are being discussed under S20, get disseminated to a larger cross-section of the people including the G20 countries. So that is how this program is an outreach program in which, with your cooperation, we expect at least 1,000 delegates to come for this. And it will be totally physical. We are not going to open it on a hybrid mode or online mode. So this is how the whole genesis, I thought you should understand. So this is a dream of founder president. This is the particular wish of our chancellor, that we have to happen this, make it as a memorable and impactful event. Now there are three verticals which we have planned. The scientific program is being planned well and being executed with the help of ASTIF, AFSTIA, and we have already conducting three verticals. One is clean energy for greener future. Universal and holistic health is the second vertical. And the third vertical is science for society and culture. So these are the three verticals. Then we went and met Honorable Minister, Dr. Jitendra Singh, to invite him, because founder was very keen that we should get our minister to inaugurate this, because he is the science and technology minister, who is close to Amity as well, who is close to founder president. So we went and met him in his office, and he was so kind, relaxed, and he was asking, inquiring, he was appreciating all of you, Amity, and he was praising Amity like anything. So then he said, I will come. Then we asked for the time, date and time. So he said, 4th at 12 o'clock, minister is coming to inaugurate. But he also suggested, why don't you have, in addition to these three verticals, one session only on startups, because it's close to Prime Minister's heart. So we have one session on the startups. So we are now Ojasvi Babbar and the whole team, under the able guidance of C6, our Dr. Asim Chauhanji, that we are working out how do we make that pre-inaugural session, which will be a round table for the startup. So that is the first one to start. Then between 12 to 1:30 will be the inauguration by Honorable Minister. Then we will have lunch break. Subsequently, we'll have one session on clean energy for greener future, which will start at 2:30, will go up to about 4:30. Everything will end by 5 o'clock, so that the students, faculties, they can plan for their next day, and then they can also leave if their cabs and others are available. So we would like to close by 5 o'clock in the evening. The next day, 10 o'clock, we start the session. We start with the universal holistic health, which will start at 10 o'clock. And it will go up to about 11:30 will be the first session, half an hour break. Then the second session, 12 o'clock, is role of media in science and society. So this is also important. Role of media, how can they propagate? How can they celebrate the successes like Chandrayaan? It united almost 1.4 billion people. So media has a big role to play in science as well as society. So one session, Amity has created in this. Then finally, the last session will be science for society and culture. These are the sessions, scientific sessions. Now to organize this event, it's a big event. So founder president. So we also plan to have one school event. The school event, instead of having it separately, we will have debate, quiz, and also some of their startups as well as exhibits we would like to bring it. And there will be a big exhibition also. There is a tech exhibition which is being planned also in this. So this is the whole activity, so that you get a complete know-how and also the information about how it is being, the scientific program has been conceived. And we have invited the top people, which we will share with you in due course of time. But now the whole purpose of this meeting, because you understand, if 1,000 people are there, senior people, embassies, ambassadors, counselors, and also the science academies, if they are coming here with scientists, IITs, NITs, central universities, private universities, we are inviting all people. So the number will be huge. So many administrative activities on ground need to be addressed. So this purpose of this meeting specifically is to work out a rubreka, the plan of action, strategies, that how do we execute this on ground, which are the committees to be constituted. Like, for example, registration committee, reception committee, accommodation committee, logistic committee, exhibition committee. Like this, there are so many committees would be required. So which are the committees essential to make it? Because committee has done so many events like this. So it is not something new, first time we are doing. So Vice Chancellor herself and all of you have been involved and have been coordinating. So it is only to sit together, put our minds, hearts and souls together to see that how do we unite together to make it, what are the activities, who will be the chief and deputy chief, or you can say the group head, that particular task force head and a deputy head. Who should be the members of this? So all this we should formulate now. What will be the roles and responsibilities of each committee so that everybody knows what are their roles and responsibility. Then how do we connect a coordination committee to connect with all the subcommittees? There must be a coordination committee. Every information should be available with Vice Chancellor, because Founder President has designated her as commandant for this S20 the shop floor as well as governance. The whole governance is under her leadership, and she, Founder President, has already designated as the commandant for this whole event. So let us all work together with her. And now, when we need some help activities, anytime we will go through these committees and then take the help. So this is the whole purpose. And Founder President, thank you so much. He is spending so much time in this, organizing this event, sending all the nitty-gritties. He is guiding us who should be invited, who should be the chief guest, who should be the chair, co-chair. So Founder President is actively getting involved. In fact, all trustees, they sat together in AKC House almost 3 hours to discuss what should be the scientific framework of the whole program, including C5, C6, chairperson, and also the Mr. Amol Chauhan, Abhay Chauhan. Everyone sat together, and then they gave us the blueprint, how this should be, based on which now the scientific program activities have started. Now today's meeting is actually to see the all logistic, administrative and support activities required to be executed to make this conference memorable and eventful, the purposeful event, and with the fruitful outcomes. Fruitful outcomes. This is very important. Whatever founder says, whatever we organize, whatever we do, there must be a sustainable, fruitful outcome. So I hope this will also be a very memorable, impactful, with fruitful outcome. With this, thank you very much, Madam. I hand it over to Vice Chancellor, the commandant of the whole governance of this S20 activities. Over to you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lamurthy ji, giving the overview of the S20, the activities which we are going to organize, as well as sharing the theme of the active science for the innovation and sustainable development with the sub-themes, as well as the roundtable of startups, exhibition and school debate and quiz competitions, and also deciding the one of the very important sessions, role of media in science and culture. And DST has been doing this kind of activities in the past. We have done also the Amity University, role of media in science and culture we have done in the past also. So what I'm suggesting that the committees which we are going to have, so I will request Group Vice Chancellor Bandyopadhyay ji, Dr. Lamurthy and Dr. Gopal Bhushan ji also, if any new committees to be formed, we'll have the members also. Certain I have suggested. So Archana, if you can take from the first one. So we will have the overall organizing committee. Dr. Lamurthy ji will suggest who can be the people. Then the program committee, because the which session will be held at what time, who will be the speakers will be coming, as well as the how many venues we will have. Then we'll make the venue coordinator also, that who will be managing the each session and the each venue, and because that's very, very important. And so what the general committees which we have, so I'm just sharing those committees. Certain names I have put, but we can add and delete from that the members. The roles and responsibility of the various committees. In general, all of us know what those committees does, but what we will do, we'll jot down the responsibility of those committees also for the clarity of the chief coordinator and the co-coordinator, what exactly they will be doing, and I will have the review meeting from tomorrow onwards with each committee separately to have the review as well as that whatever the planning has to be done, so that because the guests will start coming at least one day before the event starts, so some of the committee's role responsibility will start much earlier than the actually the event is being held. Yeah. So the first committee we have proposed is the organizing committee.
Madam, in this one, can we include Professor Gurinder Singh because all the international, so please add after
Then,
you.
so will, Rachana, you note down so that we will add because we're just making, and then
'Cause all
the
the,
program committee of Silvamurthy ji will discuss what all will be there, making the program schedule, from what time, from all inaugural, what time the technical session, the school session, as well as the valedictory or the concluding ceremony that this program committee will decide. So you will suggest who should be the member in this committee, and then the rapporteurs we will take that for the each session, depending on the what sessions are there, who is the chief coordinator for that venue and the session, or who will be the chairing the session and who will support accordingly from the relevant departments. We will have the rapporteurs. So suppose when we are saying the green energy and the clean this thing, so we will have the people from the environment science. Those will be the more relevant to report the make the the minutes of that.
program committee, the rapporteurs can come there.
So maybe we can take or we can make the session
Right.
wise the rapporteurs here.
Right.
Okay, so that's the an inaugural and closing ceremony committee also, because whatever the arrangements have been done, those will be the co-chair ji, and you can suggest who all to be included in this, because the inauguration will be the big. So who all we should take in this, because the overall coordinator making the venue arrangement, all those things. Because program schedule again will be made by you, and you know who is the chief guest of honor, in what order, and taking the approval from honorable founder president for the inaugural session, as well as for the concluding ceremony, session or the valedictory session will be again will be the part of the program committee. But whatever the program committee has planned, this is the inaugural and closing ceremony committee will be implementing that. So this is the responsibility of that's. But you can again suggest the name who should be there working on the ground, and then the reception committee that. Some name I have given, but you can give the because we'll have the two reception committee. One we will have for the VIPs or VVIPs, and then there will be the other committee will be for the participants and the speakers, where we can even to the extent we can go which speaker will be received by the which person. We will look at the what is their discipline, and accordingly relevant discipline person we can bring in the receiving the speaker and the delegates, all that can be, we can have the much bigger committee, and we can also give the from the day one, because some will be staying in the hotel. So Dr. Sajnani and his team will be looking into the receiving the guests, but we can have the larger desk which we will have the duties also from what time to what time, which people will be there at the duty for the receiving the guests, and from what time to what day wise also we can, because for not only receiving, but the people who will be staying at the Even the people who will be staying in the hotel, then we have to see them off also. So that committee will be taking care. So these are the some name I have suggested by Dr. Lamurthy ji. You can suggest Dr. Singh, you can also suggest Bandyopadhyay ji, and Dr. Gopal Bhushan, you can also suggest some more names. And then in the certificate committee, maybe we'll be giving the certificate to the students or to the participant for this S20 conference. We may be giving the certificates, so they will have the committee who will be making all the certificates so that the people can take. We can make a link on our on website or on the conference website from where the people can download their certificates. Culture committee, the hall stage sitting arrangements committee or hall management. This committee will be the hospitality committee and the accommodation committee. Dr. Nani, you can suggest who you would like to have with you. And the mementos committee. The mementos will be with the general, Kocher ji. And then logistic and IT support committee, Dr. Sodi and his team will be taking care. And Dr. Naveen Naved will take care of the personal or the medical care committee, because we always make this committee in all the conferences and the events, so that at the 11th hour, if any emergency comes, then the doctor can be called, even if somebody has to be taken to the hospital. Accordingly, the arrangements are made. Media and PR committee, Dr. Savita Mehta and Professor Durgan and two more persons we have got, but Dr. Savita Mehta, you can suggest in case you want to have somebody else, from your media department or from other institution, you can co-opt. This media and PR has come. This is not. This was the MC. This is not the PR and Archana. You can make that. This is the MC committee. Archana, it is the MC committee, not the PR committee. And then the outcome committee, we have that Dr. Silva Murthy ji, the group captain Kapil Shukla ji, and with that you can suggest Dr. Silva Murthy ji, who all should be the part of that committee. Maybe even the people who are the various venues arrangements, the dean or the HO who we make part of a particular session, maybe that person we can include in the outcome committee, or the relevant domain because when we look at these themes, there the relevant domains are there. So maybe the domain in charge we can make as a member of the outcome committee. So I just wanted to let's first have the broad sketch, then we can refine these committees, and accordingly we role and responsibility also we can. Then the exhibition committee or the startup committee. So there we will have now the Ojasvi Babbar also for the startup committee. Now Ojasvi is already there, so maybe we'll decide the venue. E2 auditorium is the best place, but maybe we can decide some other venue also for the startup and the exhibition committee. Security committee also will have will identify the proctorial team will also come in this committee, or the discipline we will have this separately. The Dr. H.P. Singh and the Indrapal, Ansuya K. Yadav and some more faculty we can include, depending on how many venues we have and what kind of the audience is there. If we have the student as an audience, then we need the discipline. If the audience are the scientists and all those things, then we don't need this committee. So depending on what kind of the audience we have at particular venue, accordingly we will define the registration committee. This will come right at the beginning, not this at the moment it's not in a order, but we'll put all these committees in a logical order, starting from the beginning. And Dr. Sunita Ratan, I thought, will make the overall in charge, along with the Dr. Khatri and the two persons from the academic office, and then with them they can be the support staff, because we will be having the number of counters for the registration. So we need the 1,000 delegates. If we have to cater to the 1,000 delegates, accordingly the registration counters will be. We will also be requiring a delegate kit committee also, where we have to maybe procure the bags, the writing pad, the pens, so many things, putting the program schedule, the badges, all those things which will be the responsibility of the registration committee, because and also that how we are going to the registration. Are we having the first the online registration and then the physical registration? If that is the case, then Senthil will be very useful for us, that quickly we can make a page or the for the conference on our on Amity's portal, and then immediately we can create that link for the registration, so we know who all are coming on that, and then from there we can download the list of the uh, delegates and the speakers, and then it becomes easy for the registration team to the physical registration. Then we can, but first we should have the who all are coming. So if we can have the online registration for the all the delegates and the speakers, if we can have, it's already there. So these are the some of the committees. So first I would like that, is there any committee which is missing, which we can add on in this? Yeah, traditional welcome, yeah. Any other committee? Because the reception committee, which is that will also take care of the traditional
No,
welcome.
I think we should have a separate transport committee, because a lot of people will be asking. Madam, may I suggest something?
And yes.
So then we will also ask the question. See, let us keep main committees and subcommittees. Main committees and under the main committee, subcommittees. Like instead of certificate committee, all that will come under one program committee or logistic committee. I would suggest the following for your consideration. First is the registration committee, because this has already started now. We have started getting registration now and registration at the time of the event. There are two parts. So one is now to respond people now asking queries, whether I'll get accommodation, what time we can come, all this about this. There is one committee which is already functional now. But the Sunita Rathan's committee, which you said, will be during the event, that how to keep, how many counters, alphabetical orders, so that people will go to that counters. So this can be the first, could be the registration committee.
So one is a registration committee online, another is the on.
Yes, physically on the spot during the event. Second is reception committee, because reception committee will be welcoming like international guests, Professor Gurinder Singh, all other his group, the ambassadors and all that. So we'll have one reception committee. Reception committee will also be during the event only. Then accommodation committee. This will be very important. There will be different categories of people who will be requiring. Separate accommodation committee. Hall arrangements committee.
Yes, yeah, that's venue arrangement. But
Venue arrangement committee. Then the transport committee. Exhibition committee. This exhibition is going to be a big event. Meenakshi has already started working on that. So we may have to give a support. Exhibition committee. Catering and hospitality. Catering and hospitality. So that this will be hospitality also Srajrani and the whole team, catering team can take care of. Then the event management committee. In that you can have the inaugural session and the valedictory session, hall arrangements. So we can have subcommittees under that. But there will be one event management committee. Then IT support committee. That will be, because it will be necessary IT support even now. Then the media management committee will have an exclusive committee. They will have the PR, press release every day, curtain raiser before, and also social media propagation of the message. So a lot of activities will be involved. So separate media management committee. Then we will have security committee, because it's important, so many VIPs and people. So security committee. Then branding and promotion committee, which will start functioning now. Branding, promotion, so that promotional videos are posted and all the social media it goes through, and even an ad, founder is thinking of putting an ad with the photograph of minister and so on. So that will be branding and promotion committee. Then we will have school students event management committee, school students, because we are going to have at least about 200 school students coming. not only from Amity, from other schools also. Their debate, quiz, and their exhibition, startups from students, from schools. So students, school students event management committee, international guests program. So all the ambassadors, science counselors, G20 nations participants. So we'll have separately international program management, our guest committee. Then we'll have one outcome committee, which is always there. Then finally, crisis management committee. So if anything, very major thing, immediately that crisis management addresses and solves the problem. So I would submit, and under this we can have all that which you mentioned. Subcommittees we can put, which is relevant to that, go into the subcommittee. So this would be about 15, the main committees I would submit to consider this. I'll give a copy, then we'll go by your decision. Ultimately, we'll go by your decision.
No, I fully agree with you. You know that to have these committees, what you have suggested, with some we can bring under the program committee, and some we can keep the standalone committees, and that reorganization can be done. So this was the first draft of these are the committees can be there, but we can always bring some. This is a very good idea. I thought of the two categories of the reception committee, but I see that especially the ambassadors and international guests, we can have one more committee for them. So that means we will have the three committees. So for all the international guests and the ambassadors, Dr. Singh can be the chairperson for that committee, and other VIP guests where you can be the chairperson along with we can look at the who can be. So these can be the two separate committee with the two separate the members on those VIP and the international we can have, and then we can have the other delegates and the speakers from the.
See, I would suggest, Madam Gopal and myself will be ex officio members in all committees wherever they need any help. But I think let us not put our names there. Yeah. Let it be operational committee.
So now can we quickly have that the program committee? So you will be the chairperson. Yes. You decide who all you would like to have in that program committee, and whoever you will suggest, I will put those names. Okay. And then the event management committee, where we have put some names for the inaugural and closing ceremony, but now in this also come the other events also. Even the exhibition becomes so whoever will be the chairperson of the exhibition will become the member of this. Who will be the chief coordinator for a particular session will become the member of the event management committee. That's the way can we keep that?
Yes.
So each sessions coordinator or the chief coordinator, whatever the name we give, those should be the member of this. Yes. So that everybody, whatever the briefing will be given by you.
See, event management will actually start now. All the flags to be put by today evening or by tomorrow. Where should we put the flag? What should be the sequence? And where the displays of the standees which we have made. So all this will be part of the event management. So let us put that first, event management. And like Admiral Kocher, General J.P. Singh, and all of them should be there in the event management because their logistics will be required. And Big Commander Sharma. And
so Dr. Murthy ji, they will be the delegate. What will be the delegate kit?
Yes. So that will be the registration committee.
So what will be the delegate kit?
So we are looking for a bag for which samples have been given to Founder President Office. And we'll have one pad, pen, program copy, and also any other handout about Amity. A brochure will go inside. About exhibition, we may put some brochure inside. So we will have a bag, conference bag, and also with the nameplate, name tag put inside. So these samples have been sent to already Founder President's office, and he is looking at how to select what should be printed on that. So this is already on.
Because the backdrops, because we need because the logistic committee will also look at the backdrops and all those things. So the design, if we decide what will be the design of the backdrop, what will be the design of the
name tag,
the brochure, what will be the design of the NAMTech, because it has to be the common branding.
Yes.
See where the S20 will come, where the G20 will, positioning of the various logos.
That we have already done that. So all this information now we will share.
Yeah.
What all has been progress, this is already designed and it has gone for iMagic. They have made the. We will share this with all members so that they will also know everything what has happened, and so that now we will go into the execution of on ground.
Is there any separate publication committee or brochure committee?
No,
There is no separate.
Are we bringing any souvenir of Dr. Ramurthy
No.
of this?
No,
We are
ma'am.
not bringing any souvenir.
no souvenir, no proceedings.
No proceeding, no souvenir.
Yeah, but only thing, it will be recorded, and so the whole event will be online as well as digitally recorded. We will communicate that to everyone, subsequently to all the participants. Soft copies of this. We are not going to print any proceedings.
Say, for example, we are going to conduct some of the sessions in different venues. So the addresses of the venues, some directional, either electronic directional or some handout directional. If something of that sort, any international conference they do it.
The guidelines for speakers,
Yes, yes.
that has also been prepared, and I think Sneha and Goodwill, we should share with all of them that handout instruction for each session. What do they have to speak on that? The guidelines to the speakers we have made. What should be the framework so that they will speak otherwise any topic they like. So what has been the recent advancement? What impact it has made on society for each theme? That is the focus. Because it's an outreach program. So we are disseminating how in clean energy, for example, how it has impacted the society. What are the latest development? Hydrogen fuel, hybrid car, electric vehicles. So like that, we have given some framework in which each session.
No, I am telling something little bit different. Say, for example, I as a delegate come and I am looking for a session to attend. How do I know? So who will give me the right, either some handout? So I go to Pragati Maidan, so they're giving me some handout. So I follow the handout. I know this venue is going to have this type of program. So I enter there. So either electronic, some sort of arrangement.
We are doing it electronic.
Dr. Senthil will be creating on from that website when the people
Yes.
have done the registration, as
you-
well as the reported at the reception, the registration desk on the campus. So immediately they will get the program schedule on their WhatsApp, on their mobile. So they will get the link, so they will know which session is in which venue, and also they will get the campus map where that venue is located.
And also, even before the event,
So there is no parallel session, so it's not a problem. There is no parallel session.
so far we have not
No
planned,
parallel
but
session
it may
and-
happen if the number increases, then we will plan.
Program would be part of it. So
No, I think we may be having the parallel session or not.
Currently, so we have so
If
far.
we do not have the parallel session and we are considering there's 1,000 participants, that means at least we will have the two venues to accommodate 2,000 people.
Yes.
Because even if we take the biggest venue of I2 moot court, E2 auditorium
I2.
or I2 moot court, if we take this, we will not be able to accommodate 1,000 people. That means we have to have the one additional venue we need to have, so that we can have the at one place. Maybe when we are having the speakers, so maybe we have the part of the speakers or half of the speakers at one venue or the half of the speakers. So nobody looks at that. We are only looking at the from the virtually and not looking the physically. So maybe with that also we have to look at that how we can have the speakers. That planning also we need to do then. But if we
See,
are having the parallel sessions, then the audience gets
so
divided.
it will all depend on the response which we are going to get. Currently, 250 people have registered. So far, the registration is close to 250. But now we are expecting, because some of them will be coming and going, because some people will stay for one session, go away. So inaugural session, large number of people will be there. But subsequently, people will be coming for sessions and students will be engaged separately. So we are F1 seminar hall and F3 seminar hall is already booked.
So now for the student, we can, for even the other sessions, we can always, the students at the various venue, because students should get the benefit.
Yes.
PhD scholars should get the benefit of this conference.
Absolutely.
And so for them, we can have, okay, at the different venues, we can make the sitting arrangement. But I am talking about the registered delegates, the registered participants. That you are right that we can decide that only
In
for the
another
venue.
2
Once
days, we will
have,
know
we
the
know
number.
the actual registration.
Yes.
How much the crowd you are expecting?
So we are expecting
Big crowd.
peak crowd. Peak crowd will be only in inauguration. I can tell you the inauguration, we expect at least about 800 to 1,000. But that is the time when we need to have other halls also the same online transmission of the whole program. Because in I2 moot court maximum 600 to so 800. So I think 800 is sufficient for the inauguration. If there is a spillover, then we will organize it in F1 as well as F3. These two are also blocked. So we'll give a virtual digital connectivity so that electronic connectivity will be there to see people from here online, real time. So, madam, 800 I2 moot court is the venue. That projection comes so well, and the auditorium looks.
No, that
very
the
nice.
projection is the best is in I2 moot court only.
So that is why the venue will be I2 moot court. Exhibition, we are trying to organize it around the foyer of the I2 moot court here around, because depending on the number, we will have the whole exhibition. Meenakshi is coordinating that exhibition.
But if we, apart from the I2, if we organize the exhibition at another venue, either the across, that if I2, the F2, because otherwise it will become very crowded in I2, because the registration you will have in I2, then the people coming and going, and then also having the exhibition in the same place, it will be highly crowded. So maybe we can have either F2, if we want to have that, or we have in the E2, or weather, we have to check the weather. If weather is good, then Palm Court is the best place.
And also for catering, during lunchtime, large number of people will be coming at a time. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you will have the student. Either you will be calling off the classes for those 2 days.
So, Gurinder, your views, please. I think, madam, we will listen to
Yeah,
Gurinder.
Dr. Singh, you would like to say something, and
So I think that it's very well planned, but I have few points. I think that maybe that we can divide our entire activity into 3 parts. One is before the event, second is during the event, and third is after the event. So before the event, we should be very clear that how many people are coming and from which places they are coming in. I think that Mr. Senthil, you have already created a system that all of them, they have to register well in advance. So once this registration is done, then we will be able to understand that at what level people are coming in. Because just now I was sending a message to the British High Commissioner that whether he will be able to come. Now, if the British High Commissioner comes, he will be requesting for a different kind of protocol. Right? So we should be very clear that how many people are registered. So this is one point which I would like to request that if we can look at. Right. Second thing, I think that which is more important for all of us is going to be that how we are going to make every guest feel very important, because there are people who are coming because of the personal connects. There are few people who know founder president. That is why they are coming. Few are coming because chancellors, they themselves, they know. Few are coming for very high profile people. So how we are going to make them feel important? Right, this is again a very important point which we need to keep in mind, that someone is coming in. Is there any press room which we are covering? Like, for example, in most of the international conferences, we keep a press room. Yes. So if there is a press room needs to be given, then how the invites are going to the media? Is it a press conference which we are going to convene? How the questions are going to ask? Who will be on the stage when you are addressing press people? It's very important to carry ourselves well, because at the end of the day, it's going to be our message which we are going to the world, which is a very, very important point. Third very important thing is going to be that once the person is registered, who is guiding them? Because there are few people whom we may need to guide. So we need to escort. So we need to maybe that we can look at it, who's escorting them, and is it an escorting team? So administration, maybe the General JP Singh can look at it. I saw that his name was missing, so maybe that his name can be in the core committee. So but it has to be that you know that how it's going to flow. Fourth very important thing is that whenever there's an event, we see that there's a huge chaos when it's a parking and it's an announcement. So when ambassadors, they especially come, they follow a protocol. So you need to make a public address system that how they are being guided. So if there's a roundabout, how their cars are going to come in, where they're going to stop, where they're going to park. It's a very important point. So before the event, I think that these are few points which we need to keep in mind. Quite a few good points you have already pointed out, but these are few things which we need to keep in mind. Then also when the person is coming on, where we are going to receive them, who is going to offer tea, coffee, juice, and who is going to converse with them. Because I think most important is going to be that how intellectual discussion and welcome will happen. Because anyone who's at that stature, so not everyone, 2-3 people will be able to handle. So who is going to speak to them, how we are making them comfortable, who's the photographer, how they are going to take photographs. Also, are we keeping some book where we are taking their comments? Because all these high profile people, if if they write something, it will be very good. Also, if we can create some video team, for example, I remember that when we met Professor Datar, who's the Dean of the Harvard Business School, or when we met Amitabh Bachchan, we simply asked him, what is your message to MIT? Now, maybe that he will charge crores of rupees if you ask him to advertise for MIT. But because he is there and you say that what is your message to MIT, he will speak 2 minutes. Now, the moment he speaks 2 minutes, you have that video. So then you can later on, you can use it. So I would request if you can create that team, which can actually videograph and who can brand. So my very strong recommendation is make a branding team, which is going to look at that how this event should look like and how we should brand this event.
Yeah.
To me, I think more important is going to be that who's going to convene the meeting. So once they are in, let's say that we are able to do that. The most important part of the event is that who's going to convene. I was talking to Australian High Commissioner today in the morning. The question they had was that what is going to be the shape of the conference. So is it question answer? So normally, you know that you will find that if you have got very high profile people, they want the master of ceremony should be asking questions. You have seen in the THE conference or during INBUSH also, when the ambassador or the people of that stature are coming in, or prime minister is coming in, they will not give bhashan simply. So are we giving, we are creating an intellectual team which is deciding well in advance what is going to be the content on the stage, which is going to be most important, what questions we are going to ask them, how they are going to answer. So I think master ceremony, there has to be a very good team, senior team, which is able to decide well in advance what kind of questions, because otherwise controlling them time to time, people feel insulted sometimes. So you need to create, but the moderator has to be very powerful. And by giving respect, he can say that, well, I have a question for you, Dr. Shukla. What is your opinion? And the moment she's giving and says, thank you so much, very valuable points, but can I ask now, Dr. Bandapradaya, what is your opinion? So he can control it. So do you want this to happen in that way, or you want speeches to happen? If speeches are happening, then how you're going to control the time? That is also very important. So master of ceremony, I could see only 2-3 names.
No, these are the initial names. We will be further because the program committee, how the session are going to. Dr. Silvamurthy is
So
going
let
to
me
decide
finish it
the
off.
session.
Since I have to speak, so let me speak and finish it off now. So I think that this is very important thing that we need to look at, that how we are going to convene. So this is again very important point which Dr. Silvamurthy, maybe that you can keep this in mind. And also we need to look at that for school coordination committee, which was not there, but then you advocated. School kids, they have a limited patience. So you can't imagine that they'll be coming morning and then they'll coming till and they'll be sitting in the evening. So we need to look at that how school coordination committee is going to coordinate the event, especially their exhibition also. Accommodation committee, I think they have a very important role, because we need to see that where we're going to accommodate. We have seen in the past for the important conferences, we do rehearsal also. founder has gone even into details that we have gone even to the five-star hotel to see that where the guests will be staying. So we need to look at that how this accommodation is to be arranged. What kind of transportation? I think you have already created now a committee, which is transportation committee, which is again very important. What kind of cars we are sending them, and especially who is coming in. So is it from outside? If it is from outside, then maybe then we need to give our cars. If the people are from inside, maybe just an escort is needed. And then from Mahamaya, how they are being guided. Because yesterday also there was a mock drill. So I was driving from here to airport. So at Moti Bagh, there was a traffic jam for about 45 minutes. So we need to see that if they are coming in, then how they will be coming in. Is it from the gate number 1, gate number 4? We have seen in the previous conferences, though we say that you come through gate number 1, many people come from gate number 4, gate number 3. So what is going to be the protocol from Mahamaya? It's very important. Otherwise, it will be a problem. Also, how we are going to welcome them? Is it going to be a welcome with a band? In most of the international conferences, it's always that energy is created. For example, right now, MDRT is happening in Singapore. And quite a few senior people at the Prime Minister and the President level are right now in Marina Bay Sands. So early morning, energy is created. So there's a band which plays, which creates energy. So are we planning something of that kind, or if it is there, then we can look at it. So these were few points from my side. You can look at it, and if you feel that somewhere our support is needed, then let us know. Thank you.
Very important, very important. May I now request also Bandyopadhyaya to.
And then put that side also.
Then we will.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dr. Singh. Your very valuable points, and all will be incorporated, and we'll discuss also how we can make this event really successful. So everybody's inputs are very important. You have organized experience of organizing the very big conferences, so your experience becomes very, very handy and useful for us. Dr. Bandyopadhyaya ji, may I have your inputs also?
I think the committees that have been highlighted, we need to identify the people. The most important thing. It is not that we are going to put the people not knowingly well about their capability. That's my first suggestion. Second suggestion is this, that when you talk about the seating arrangements. So those speakers, those who will be speaking, they will be sitting on the dais. Now those who will be sitting here, are you going to make them a round table? Are you going to make them a rectangular shape of sitting? What type of sitting arrangement you are going to make? That also needs to be worked out very in a greater detail. Now, third point which I like to mention over here, that even during the conference, the type of eatables to be given to them, to be looked into very carefully. A menu. So of course, hospitality committee look at it. These are the nitty-gritty. Of course, I'm coming back at this stage. We should not come back to the nitty-gritty. We should come to the overall thing. But I feel that organizing committee is the right word, or overarching committee is the right word. This is up to you to decide upon. Organizing committee. Okay. That's okay. Thank you.
Can you just give the mic?
My suggestion would be as to how many participants are we expecting, number one, so that the preparations and all, including let us say food, water and everything, because we have sent invite to maybe in thousands, and if everybody turns up, how are we going to handle that? That is number one. And number two is, this is an international event. This is not just an Indian event. This is an event of international nature, and therefore we have to advertise it heavily, because many times I've seen that these events, when they are held, a lot of flyers across the city are also displayed. So if we can display these kinds of things outside the MET through the flyers and so on, then I think we'll get a good mileage out of this event. Thank you.
So publicity and promotion is the first one to
Yeah.
get maximum number. Good.
Thank
good
you
point.
very much, Dr. Neeraj. Singh sir.
I have, barring logistic issues for, number of participants, catering, transport, they are normal, but I feel the kind of expertise and the people and the infrastructure we have in MIT, I think that is a very easily doable. But I would emphasize on the aspect because it is an international event. It is not a science conference. The speakers are different. The expectations of the audience and the speakers are different. So that we have to see that how best we can, utilize their presence in MIT, not only for sharing the knowledge, their vision, but also how we can, push the brand MIT. Because the speakers are not ordinary, people. They are the people who matter in their respective countries, and this event can go a long way in taking MIT ahead. And I couldn't agree more than what Dr. Gurinder Singh said. I think I totally agree with you. And with all my apologies, now it is high time that we all should be on the same page. I think still we have to come on the same page.
Since the administration logistics is going to be a major part, we have to work on ground. So it is better that Vice Chancellor Madam has already done some homework on selection of people who will be in the committees. It is better that we do that today, so they know what job they have to do. So we must tell the committee, formation of committee should be done immediately, so they start on the job and they get the work done. Otherwise, maximum is groundwork which has to be done. Earlier done, better it is.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir.
Then
Ma'am,
after that, Dr. Tanu.
couple of points. One thing which just was told that we are not planning for any outcome or as proceeding out of it. But since this is a conference where our honorable minister will be coming, and it is good that if we come out as some documentation out of what has been deliberated, and we can submit it that this was our outcome, we can also use and refer it, because we, as founder sir is saying, we want to take it a long term as an outcome. So what has been transpired during these 2 days, if we can record it in any way, either as a brief or a detailed way, and we can submit it to the government also. Second thing I would like to put up, bring the attention here on a point which is our honorable founder president has also said. As mentioned that we, as of now, we are planning as a single, no parallel sessions. But I'm trying to just say in brief what honorable founder president says. It is very important to decide at how many venues the program can be simultaneously run, not online, but physically, which is already advised by Dr. Ashutosh Sharma. Please let me know in consultation on his name, founder president sir. I think we can also use the venues of MIT Extension campus if needed. The purpose is also that many guests, if they come, they would expect more engagement by interacting with the students, delivering short lectures, etc., etc. And at such places, they can be also made chief guest or guest of honor. I think this would make difference in convincing important people for their presence for attending the event. So we can think about parallelly doing rather than at one, and we can invite more people as guests, chief guest or guest of honor in those venues, and engaging more strength rather than at one single place everyone, which will be difficult to handle on also.
See, it's a good point which founder president wants many activities to happen. One may be the main event in the auditorium, but like student session will be a separate activity. Maybe in power, VK Jain and others, we can have another session going on. If the number is more, and then we are not able to accommodate, and also we can plan what should be those parallel programs. So it's a good point. We will work out on it and revert back to the committee.
Speakers profile, we can decide.
Yes, speakers profile and the number of speakers. We may not be able to accommodate in that 1.5 hours. So if more speakers we have, then we will have other parallel sessions, which will run parallelly, even the main event here and parallel event. Good.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for providing me this opportunity. I have a number of suggestions. As per the mail of Honorable Founder President Sir, when he says we need to create separate booths for photography and which have to be given to the speakers also. So I'll submit a budget separately about whether you want a instant photography to be done and given it right away to the speakers and other people who are getting it clicked. There'll be a props center at all the venues for a photography and for 2-minute video, which ASCO, I'll need a lot of support from ASCO because I don't have people, I just have 2 people in my team. Okay, so I need lots of people. And then they said PR agency, of course, we can talk about that. Media, first of all, we'll have to find out from the Honorable Minister also whether he's ready to speak to the media, because then only we can organize a press conference or a separate press room. Because most prominent people should be ready to speak to the media. Most of the
Except
time
that
they
this
just go.
one is the minister and all, but again, that when we are having the coming those ambassadors or international guests, we can always have, the press conference or the media this thing, so that we have our records also for future use. One.
Yeah.
Secondly, that they also feel important that they are having the conversation with the media.
Yes. Ma'am, one is talking to the media and the second is just recording their 2-minute statements, which can be also promoted on the social media handles. And I'm sure there must be some social media handler may have created for the summit, especially for this, where somebody can keep on sending messages on Twitter, LinkedIn, everywhere. So we need one person who's just continuously doing that separately.
I think it is already being done, but we
Yeah.
will look at that, anything to be strengthened.
Everything, yeah. And then also there's one suggestion, when we are making these tags and identity cards, maybe we can have separate ribbons for the speakers and dignitaries, or only speakers, and separate ribbons color code wise for the delegates. Because then it is easy for us to identify who's a speaker and who's a delegate, and then we can catch hold of those speakers in a better fashion.
Even a different color.
Yes, different color, I mean. And rest, I'll just put it in black and white, whatever suggestions Honorable Founder President has given, because there are a lot of things that need to be discussed separately. So I like to discuss that separately.
No, that's a good
Thank you.
idea. We'll do
Yeah.
that.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Karan, you-
Ma'am, about the cultural,
After this,
there was a mail that there is no cultural, but since you are saying, so we just want to know what is the time, duration and venue, and then
That we will let you know.
And ma'am, traditional welcome, you has said, sir was mentioning. So how many people you want for traditional welcome?
That
And
also will give you 2 days before the event.
ma'am, cultural पहले बता दीजिए, बाकी
Then I
that
will
thing.
tell you that,
And the Rangoli, where all you want.
see, cultural program is not there. Now, currently, so far, dinner and cultural program has been kept in abeyance. If it is required, then we'll come back to cultural program.
And ma'am, secondly, what Founder President Mail is saying is, do we need to keep them, some delegates in the hostel also, so we keep those rooms ready? Because he has said not to allot those rooms.
that again we will decide, because it depends on how many registration are there. Because some arrangement we are making in the hotel, Dr. Nani is making, so we'll give the exact number to Dr. Nani also.
Yes,
Additional if are required, as well as in the guest house. We'll check again with. Yeah, and thereafter we'll let you know how many to be kept in the hostel.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
That depending on the profile of the
Yeah.
delegates
Yes.
accordingly let you know.
Thank you, ma'am.
Dr. Tanu,
So like for each sessions in the time would be, time is very important. So moderators for each session has to be designated. That is very important. Plus with each VIP, escorts all need to be.
that has been noted down.
Police have anything you would like to say?
Dr. HPC, about your student discipline and all the venues
So-
where you have the student, you need to have the student discipline.
Whenever we will be receiving the information regarding the venues, and the type of delegates, that is whether students are there or foreign persons or some other people. Accordingly, we will be making arrangements. That is our marshals, our proctors, our volunteers, all those will be there. So that will be taken care of.
See, this is an event where the image of Amity will be projected to outside world. That is why the discipline, how our students behave, how do they wish the dignitaries, and how they, deal with people and properly dressed up. So all this instruction should go to them. These 2 days, outside people will be looking at our students, faculties, as well as the whole discipline and the decorum which our people maintain. This will send a message to others. So I would request everyone to brief your students. All the deans, HOIs should brief them. This event is taking place. You should welcome, respect, and also love and affection should be shown to the delegates. And all this should be briefed. They should percolate down to the students' level.
Then that also will decide, because we are going to make a system on Amazon where the student will choose, if we are permitting, the which session they would like to attend. And also because classes normally we are not going to call off. If a student decide ki I want to attend this session, and we will announce the number of seats available at particular venue. And if the student will choose because then we'll give the certificate to those students who attend that, and we'll see that also we'll make a system, we'll discuss with Central Secretary how we will have the student attendance captured on the portal, so that only later on when we conduct the quiz, that if they pass in the quiz, that means they had attention in the class, in the session, then only we'll give them the certificate, not otherwise. Physically they are there, mentally somewhere else, there's no need to give the certificate to such students. Otherwise, but to the rest of the participant, we will give the certificates. So classes will not be called off. Anybody would like to give Dr. Rai, Meenakshi, Sujata?
Ma'am, I have a submission. You were talking about the exhibition venue, but I believe it should be nearby the conference area. Otherwise, who would be coming for the conference? They should see the research outcome of the Amity University. So as the conference is being inaugurated by the Honorable Minister, is it possible to have the inauguration of this tech exhibition through him as well? So that he will, but once he inaugurate the exhibition, he will go through all the exhibits of Amity, because we are planning to have this exhibition from the university students, school students, incubator, and Amity Design Center, and the faculty researchers of the, not only this Noida campus, from all other campuses of the Amity University.
Because
So
that
that's
I
how.
too will not be the right place for the. So we will discuss, and then we'll let you know where exactly we will do the exhibition. And because we have to create those different sections, because whether the university students are there, irrespective from which university, they will be put together theme wise.
Yes.
A particular theme related exhibition will be
Yes.
together, and then the next theme that we will put up, the students will be there, the incubator or there, because those will be all startups.
Yes.
So startups exhibition will keep separately, that will be planned, but we'll let you know where will be the venue. We will consider various venue, and then we'll discuss with the Honorable Founder President also, and thereafter we'll let you know where the exhibition is going to be organized.
Thank you.
Yes, Shefali.
Ma'am, I just, sir has said, souvenirs are not there. So I believe it's an international event if we can have the souvenirs, because it is indication of the higher level of this kind. Secondly, as soon as we have the subcommittees, so we can start the work. And the venue committee, I didn't find whether it would be clubbed with any other committee.
It will be clubbed with the program committee. It will be the subcommittee, because whatever the requirements are of the program, accordingly venues will be decided, and with that will come the MCs and the rapporteurs, all that will become the subcommittee of the
Yes,
program committee.
decoration and the preparation, who would be the MC, where the technical sessions are taking place,
Yeah.
particularly. And the
By tomorrow,
yes.
all will get, tonight we'll send the, to founder all the committees, the subcommittees, and then tomorrow you people will have the, finally which committee you are going to be the member. And then we'll start having the meeting with the respective committee to charting out the detailed responsibility of each committee and also the schedule by when what activity should be completed. That means because many of the committee have the responsibility before event, during event and after the event.
Are we keeping the badges also, ma'am? For the delegates, badges, some kind
Now,
of.
those all things will be the normal thing which happens in the conference, all those things will be there. More than the normal things, what extra should be there? That's what we are discussing.
One more, ma'am, if we can have the screen in the ground or something, so what is going in the technical session, other students can see what's happening in our means university. So if we can have the one screen in the is what's going around, so that would be a good means message to our students, is something
That also, that will be decided by the, that branding, promotion and the program committee together will decide what we should do and what we should not do. And that will be worked out, because the moment you are making either there should be sound. If there's no sound and just showing the picture, that will not be.
The inaugural session and all, which are very, very, very.
So no, you will get the details. That's good suggestion.
That's only my suggestion. Thank you.
Yeah. We'll request. Any?
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. Ma'am, are we assigning liaison officers with very VVIP guests so that they can keep a coordination with security as well as?
No, we will be having the faculty in charge. Okay, as well as we will have escorts will have. And also the most important is that you have to see the parking of those people. And also the drivers. So JP Singh ji, you have to see the drivers, their hospitality. And also the calling them when the VIP wants to, is, planning to leave. Sometimes we are searching for the driver and car, and those things we should be looking at, that where the cars are parked. So the immediately, and in that car parking area, maybe we will have something, if we are calling a person from here, I2 block, in that parking area it should be, announcement should be there, either there or what, some system should be there. Yeah, car calling facility. Yeah. No. But, anybody else? Otherwise, I will request Kochaji also, because he will give the update what all has already been done.
Parking the gates traffic, when coming gate number 1, gate 4.
Now, we should have this for conference delegates, their entry only from one gate. And therefore the rest, all the gates, from that gate, the students should not be coming and faculty should not be coming from that gate. So then only we can manage the, the crowd better. If we are having the guests are also coming from all the gates and the students and the faculty are coming, then becomes the challenging. Also, we'll put up a help desk at that gate also. And that help desk then, guide them. We will have these, the cars as well as the, golf carts also at that place. Though we know that we will be receiving the guests who are coming at the airport, all those will be received by us, and that the transport committee will be making arrangement. But some people will be coming on their own. Okay, by the cab or something. Some may be coming on their own vehicle on the day of event. Those things also the transport and the logistics committee will be taking care. How to receive them, how to take care of them, where to get their car parked, because some of the people may be having the car for the whole day. The cab may be having the whole day, where that cab will be parked for the whole day. Those things also have to be taken care. Yes, Kohli ji.
I was having one more.
See, first of all, I want to introduce Kohli because many of you may not have known him. He has been a very senior advisor at the Department of Science and Technology, Human Resource, Infrastructure, Research Infrastructure, Stuti program, Sati program, PERS program, FIS program, all that he has been coordinating. You'll be happy to know he has joined Amity only a week ago. And let's welcome him with a big applause. Big applause. And he has done so much to the country through the Department of Science and Technology. Now he is here with us, and we will have to make full use of him. We have to give love and affection to him, and also take care of him as well as harness his potentials for the growth of Amity. Thank you, Kohli sir. Now go over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Silpamurthy. I was having one point only. The last when S20 was being held, time management is a big important. With the scientists, we are not able to manage. It is a serious issue of time management. Second is, if such senior eminent scientists are coming at a meeting outside, there should be a point taken care that when they're coming and going and they're staying, particular center or department people can interact with them, specifically PhD or postgraduate students, because they are the rich source of knowledge. This is the way we can have more of us interactions with then the networking can be developed. Thank you. This is the two.
Very good point. Madam, we can request Group Captain Kapil Shukla.
Yes.
Because this part is relevant to him also. And how do we get the outcome of such senior people coming for the relevant people, their HOIs, faculties? Good point.
Good afternoon, everyone. This mega event, which we have been able to get, is thanks to Honorable Founder President, sir, who himself, along with Dr. Silvamurthy, met the Minister for Science and Technology. It's a rare honor that we have got this. Now, once it is conducted, what is the benefit for Amity? Not only its brand making, we also need to see that whoever comes for the conference, there will be dignitaries who will be speaking, there will be dignitaries who will be attending. All this we need to note down, and whatever points they give, so that we can utilize the contacts which we make during this conference in future Amity. I would request if Vice Chancellor ma'am can permit the staff of IQAC to help me, because I don't have many manpower. We'll have to cover all the venues and have all the details of all the dignitaries who are coming, their contact numbers, their specializations, etc., and whatever they speak, so that we can carry forward. And IQAC people are experts in this, and if I can take help of Dr. Rai in this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Group Captain Shuklaji. I just want to announce that the Honorable Founder President has been attending the meeting most of the time silently, and he will see the whole recording again today. And the chancellors and Ajit ji, Abhay ji, and Amol ji would also be joining to see the whole conduct of the meeting. And you can understand how important this Science 20 event is. Where the Honorable Founder President is busy, so much busy in the so many other activities, is still, again, he is attending this meeting because he wants this meeting, this conference, that should be the very high level, but also have to have the outcome driven conference, because that's the way the focus is always. And Dr. Silvamurthy ji and the entire team under the leadership of Honorable Founder President are trying their best. So therefore, all of us who are sitting here, we are spending so many man hours here, and we have to put in our best efforts that we make this conference memorable for every guest, the delegates who is coming from across the globe, as well as that we build that long-term association, relationship with them to have the outcome which Group Captain Kapil Shukla ji always looks for and asks for from us. So we drive the highest outcome from this conference. Anybody else would like to say? Then I can request Kochaji. Kochaji, may I request you to please give the update what all we have done so far? What is the progress?
Good afternoon, everyone. number of things which have already been taken care of and are also in the process. So I'll just try and give you as much of brief as possible. A, if you have seen, the 21 sets of flags have already been procured on the direction of Founder President. They have been delivered, and as of now, they are already being posted or being placed right from gate 1 to Roundel, then in front of F2, I2, E2, J2, as well as from gate 4 to Hostel and in front of K1 also. These sets, 21 of them we have got, and they're already being placed. One set is being kept for inside the I2 Moot Court Hall, and also set of 20 has also been procured for table flags, which have also we have got. In addition to that, on the directions of Founder President, some more flags have also been recommended to Founder President for approval. These are bigger in size, and as per his direction, then we will go ahead with those flags also. As of now, you must have seen 15 standees, one in each foyer of the academic blocks has already been put up for the last couple of days. I'm sure you must be seeing them, but they are already there. In addition, 2 banners, one for gate 4 and one for gate 1, is under making, and this should be there by latest by today evening. Accommodation, Chayaji is already identified almost 95 beds in the hostel come guest house come the flats available. In addition to that, Dr. Sajnani has already also blocked 40 rooms of 2 beds each, that is 80 of them. They have also been blocked. In addition to that, Air Commodore D.K. Singh has also given the proposal that if required, tentage can also be put up, and that quotes have already been received from him also. In addition to this, memento, certain designs have been given to or forwarded to Honorable Founder President, and he had directed that some design on the basis of what Amity Law School had done, that also design has been forwarded to Honorable Founder President, and the moment we get those, then we will proceed further with that also. Catering, the menu has been received, and that will be shared with the committee so that they can take it forward. As of now, it is primarily for morning, evening, high tea and lunch, and for 4th as well as 5th. That has been made, but then committee will be given so that they can, take it forward as per that. Welcome kit, the recommended bag has already been, some samples have been forwarded to Honorable Founder President for direction. In addition to that, the small notepads are being made, the pens have been made, and the badges are also being made. But now, as suggested, I think different color badges for speakers and delegates can also be looked at. That will also be done. Honorable Founder President had directed that Havan should be at entrance of every venue wherever the proceedings are going on. So that has also been taken care of. And accordingly, Acharya Janendra ji has also been spoken to that there will be increased number of brahmacharis required, because Founder President has directed that wherever the proceedings are going on, morning to evening, Havan must continue all the time. So that also has been taken care of. Chayaji has already been informed about Rangoli as well as traditional welcome, etc. Now, exhibition also certain, we got the quotation from through Mr. Rishabh Yadav of events, and 3 meter by 3 meter, 10 of these, the quotes have been received, and depending on the direction given, we will certainly follow that also. Now, this is what we have got as of now, and I will share with everyone as the committees have been made today, and the moment these committees are promulgated, we will share all the details with them also. Thank you.
Anybody else? So otherwise, now, thank you very much for inputs from all of you. We will be communicating all the committees and the subcommittees by tomorrow. And meanwhile, all of you are here, so you start thinking how we can make this conference really a memorable conference for the highest possible outcome for the university, that all the delegates, the speaker who come, they remember the quality of the conference, the hospitality of Amity, and looking forward to work together with Amity University. The core organizing committee, we will be, I will send the communication today itself, and other committees will send, so then we can start having the discussions. So what we are planning, that all the who are the chief coordinator of a committee will be the part of the core committee also, so that whatever the core committee decides, and when the reviews, so that those things can go back to the respective committee to take the necessary action. With this, I thank all the, and I will request that if you can have Dr. Silvamurthy, Group Vice Chancellor, Dr. D.K. Bandyopadhyay ji, Gopal Bhushan ji, Dr. S.K. Khatri, Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, Dr. Sajnani, Dr. Sujata Pandey, Dr. M.K. Pandey, Dr. K.M. Soni, Dr. Minakshi, and Dr. Savita, Dr. Sunita Ratan, and also Kochaji is online, Professor Durgan, and Dr. Tiavris. I request that remain here. Rest. Thank you very much, and we'll meet again.
Dr. Silvamurthy ji, just one, just, ठीक है, हम लोग
We have the Sangathan meeting also. We have today the Sangathan briefing meeting. Huh? So Dr. Silvamurthy ji, can we have this meeting later on? Because we Sangathan briefing also we have. Let's have the Sangathan briefing meeting, and this meeting we'll have after that.
We can have a separate color ribbon for students also. So that somebody can recognize from the ribbon only itself. We just have to change the colors. You know, because in all conferences we see students separate color, delegates separate color, speakers separate color.
Sir, one very important. All the events should be all sorts of levels. Please say this, that they should be common. All
Students that quiz, debates, all the creative language. I'll give it to you by language. But it's all related to S20 G20. Science 20, only you should bring the